Is it working? I think it is working. I don't know if this is the right link. Alright, I'm going to copy that link. And... okay, I'm streaming. I'm doing the right link, I think. I think I'm okay. I think I'm live. Maybe. I am live. Awesome. Okay. Hi. I'm alive. And I'm live. So, it's all going pretty well. My head is too sore to put a wig on. But I'm the only one who, like, needs the wigs. You guys don't need the wigs, particularly. Hi, Phil. Okay. I'm not going to bullshit too much because my voice will go. So, what can I do without using my voice? Oh, look at that. Hello, sweetie. You coming up? Flora came in. She was like, I'll sub in. It's fine. Charades. Okay. Alright. While I fuck around waiting for people to turn up, I'm going to recap the series and charades. Well, not charades, because I don't expect you guys to guess. Like, I'm not doing this because of that. So. That's the burning. I don't know how to do the second one because I don't know how to mind burying things. Oh, do I what? Hey, Josh. That is my social media. That is my presence in this world. My curse on it, if you will. You got it. I think we're good. We'll start. The Betrayal, Part 2, Shadyside Village, 1865. What was happening in America at the time? I can't remember. Oh, are you? Oh, it sucks, man. I hope my voice holds out for the whole video and distracts you from it. That's what I hope for this. Actually. Okay, so Angelica and Simon Fear are married now. And we're having another flash forward. There's a Strepsils numbing spray. Ah! Oh, that's bad. It'll help. Juice is good, yeah. Yep. Simon has the fear amulet and Angelica worships the devil, so they're so happy. They're like Jim and Pam Office of devil worship. Chapter 10. Whom will I be seated next to at the party tonight, father? Julia asked her father. Simon Fear, her father, glanced up from the documents he'd been reading. I believe I have you seated next to the mayor, Julia. Oh no! Julia leapt up from her chair by the fireplace and marched purposefully to her father, who sat behind his small writing desk. "Please, father, must I sit next to Mayor Bradford? You know the man is completely deaf. He cannot hear a word anyone says to him." "Then that makes him the perfect dinner companion for you, my dear Julia," Simon replied cruelly, frowning over his square spectacles. "You never utter a word at our dinner parties. You always sit in complete silence, so you and the mayor should be perfectly content." "Father!" Julia uttered an exasperated cry. "Simon is a bitch. He's a mean girl and a bitch. And I'm pretty sure we're only going to get one chapter out of this voice, so..." Simon studied his oldest daughter with some sadness. She had her mother's beautiful black hair, but Julia's face was plain, her jaw too wide, her nose too long, her tiny grey eyes set too close together. She was quiet, withdrawn and shy, with little personality. A disappointment to Simon. He had hoped that moving to Shadyside Village, where the Fear family was the wealthiest and most prominent family, would help pull Julia from her shell, but she had become even more awkward and shy since the move. "She is only happy at her potter's wheel," Simon thought. That was what Edward Cullen did all night too. He did pottery, I think. I may have gotten that from a joke online, I can't remember. Making vases and clay sculptures. That's the only time she smiles or shows any sign of enthusiasm. "Father!" Oh wait, should I give the other girl a stupid voice, or is Angelica's stupid voice enough? What kind of stupid voice can I do without straining this one? "Oh, father, I think you are being unfair to my sister." Hannah came bursting in from the back parlour. She's Pepe Le Pew, you got to picture her that way. "Julia can have my seat next to Mr. Claiborne. I am sure that she and that charming old man will find plenty to chatter about, if that is what concerns you." Simon set down his papers and climbed to his feet. His back ached as he stood. He realized he was getting older, and that one of his daughters was French. That's what I was going for. I don't know if it landed. He unfastened his stiff collar and pulled it off. "No, I'm sorry. I want you to sit next to that windbag Claiborne," he told Hannah. "I want you to charm him, Hannah. Hey, Josh. Simon is grown up now, and his daughters are sexy teens, except Julia is ugly, and Hannah is beautiful. And has a stupid voice. She's Pepe Le Pew. I want you to charm him, Hannah, as only you can. I need Claiborne's support for the library I wish to build." With his eyes trained on Hannah, Simon didn't see Julia's hurt expression. Simon plays explicit favourites. I am sure that Julia could handle Mr. Claiborne as well as I," Hannah insisted, stepping behind her father's desk to give him a playful hug. No, Julia could not, Simon thought. Hannah, he knew, was the charming sister. At 16, she was tall, slender and graceful, with wavy golden hair and lively brown eyes. She was as outgoing and lively as Julia was shy. How did two people with black hair have a blonde kid? Simon needed his younger daughter at his dinner parties. He relied on Hannah to charm and delight the guests and to keep the conversation lively. "The table is already set," he told the girls. He removed Hannah's arms from around his waist and straightened the papers on the little desk. "There will be no more discussion of this matter." Papa," Hannah complained with an exaggerated pout. Every time they have like, "oh," or, they make a stupid noise. "I do not understand why we have so many of these endless, boring dinner parties anyway," Julia said bitterly. "Can you not build all your libraries and museums and parks without so many dinner parties?" "Power of evil, dominatio per malum, yes." I mean, that's bad, that's probably. I think there are some good genes in there. Goode. We have discussed this before, Simon replied impatiently. I need the support of the important citizens of Shadyside. Why must I say all this again, Julia? Julia took a deep breath, struggling to hold back her tears. Well, if you do not believe I have the personality to grace your table, if you really believe the only place for me is to be seated in a corner next to a deaf man, then perhaps I shall stay in my room tonight, she cried. Simon opened his mouth to reply, but a sound in the doorway interrupted him. He and the girls turned to see Mrs. Mackenzie, the housekeeper, enter with a short, red-haired girl in a maid's uniform. I am so sorry to be interrupting, sir, Mrs. Mackenzie said, rolling her white apron in her hands. But I am training Lucy here on the procedure for dusting. Lucy is the new maid. She just started this week. She's helping us tidy up and get ready for the dinner party tonight. A new servant showing up is always a good sign. Lucy blushed and lowered her eyes. She was a tiny girl, Simon saw, no more than 18. She had orangey red hair pulled back into a tight bun, pale green eyes, and a tiny sharp nose like an upturned V. Go right ahead and dust, Mrs. Mackenzie, Simon said, happy that his discussion with Julia had been interrupted. I am going upstairs now to speak with my wife about tonight. Now, Lucy, you be careful of Miss Julia's fine pottery here. Oh, Josh, Julia makes pottery. She's awkward, plain, and shy, and she loves pottery. Simon heard the housekeeper instruct as he nodded goodbye to his daughters and made his way to the front stairs. Father, I wasn't finished, Julia cried shrilly. Simon ignored her and continued down the long, marble-floored hallway. As he reached the stairway, his 3 sons, Robert, Brandon, and Joseph, came bounding down, dressed in their riding outfits. And where might you be going, as if I could not guess? Simon asked. I am taking the boys for a short ride, Robert replied, straightening little Joseph's cap. My pony is waiting for me, 5-year-old Joseph told his father. Be watchful in the woods, Simon warned Joseph. My horse balked at a snake yesterday afternoon. Hello, baby. Nearly threw me, sorry. I killed the snake, but there might be more. Flora, stop showing your bottom on the internet. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want you to do it on my stream. Get your own account. She's leaving. She knows what she wants to do. I'm not afraid of snakes, Brandon declared. I step on them. Fucking idiot. Robert gave his younger brothers a gentle shove toward the door. Don't worry, father. I will take care of them. They went on their way, and Simon climbed the stairs, his mind on the dinner party just a few hours away. At the top of the stairs, a maid was polishing the mahogany banister. Simon stepped past her and hurried toward his wife Angelica's room. Angelica, he cried eagerly from the hallway. Angelica, I have several matters to discuss with you, my dear. He stopped in her doorway, his hands on the doorframe, and gasped. Angelica! Simon stared down at her. She was sprawled on the floor on her back, her black hair in disarray around her head, her green eyes staring blankly at the ceiling, her mouth open. Angelica, not breathing, lifeless. Angelica, Simon cried. Oh, Angelica. I mean, we gotta do the next one, right? I mean, maybe there's a good snakes. I don't know. Maybe there's a snakes controlled by the goods. They control all snakes, and the fears control all spiders? Mongoose. Chapter 11. Simon's frightened cries aroused Angelica. That's what it says. And she sat up. She blinked once, twice, and smiled at him, her emerald eyes shining. Oh, Simon! Where am I? What's happening? She asked groggily. I found you on the floor, Angelica, Simon replied, greatly relieved. I thought you were...
Oh, it was the fucking spirits, Angelica whispered, sitting up. The spirits called me, Simon. Far, I must have swooned or fallen into a fucking trance.
I was frightened, Simon said, taking Angelica's slender white hands and pulling his wife to her feet. Angelica squeezed his hand affectionately.
Yeah, I slip in and out of these fucking trances. I can't control them as I used to. I hope that Angelica voice is still funny with this horse.
She lowered herself to the edge of the bed, straightening her black hair with both hands. She looked tired. In the sunlight from the window he could see that her once smooth face was lined, the skin tight and dry. Bitch. Only her eyes retained their youthful glow. Angelica, perhaps it is time to put away the magic, to retire your dark arts, he said softly, standing over her. She's a career woman, Simon, leave her the fuck alone. She gazed up at him in surprise.
Far out, Simon, my powers have served us pretty fucking well, she said.
She gestured around the luxurious bedroom.
We've become bloody wealthy. The wealthiest people in fucking Shadyside. We've got 5 fucking kids. We've succeeded because of our powers, yours and mine. I can't give them up now.
But to enter your room and find you lying unconscious on the floor, Simon started. Angelica raised her hand to silence him.
Well, when the spirits call, I'm gonna fucking follow.
She muttered a chant. Angelica.
Simon, shut the fuck up. Spirits will hear you. I'll have to cast a fucking cleansing spell to rid the house of your negative words. You cunt.
He sighed and paced the carpet in front of her. Let us change the subject, he said finally. Let us discuss the dinner party tonight. I have spoken to Hannah and Julia, and...
Oh yeah, I can't go. Sorry, Simon,
Angelica told him abruptly, climbing to her feet. He turned, startled. His face reddened. What? It was William Good. Excuse me. Sip. I was going to get a cup and then I forgot. Oh, Fitzy. Fitzy. Hello, my love. Simon turned, startled. His face reddened. What?
Yeah, I read the fucking cards this morning,
Angelica told him with a shrug.
They advised against any kind of fucking celebration.
Angelica, I beg of you, Simon said heatedly. I need you this evening. As you know, this dinner party is most important.
Yeah, sorry, she replied, taking his arm. I can't go against the fucking cards, Si. I can't take that risk. I can't tempt the fucking vengeance of the fucking spirits. I gotta obey. Ask one of the Sheilas to ask his hostess, Simon.
Or indeed to act as hostess.
I'm going to stay in my room tonight. The cards have instructed me.
Simon sighed. He knew there was no point in arguing with his wife. He gazed at her with concern. Her dark powers had taken over her life, he realised. Yeah, no shit. Her chants, her spells, her cards. They kept Angelica in her room for days at a time. Now Angelica's story keeps me in my room for days at a time. No, I was doing that anyway. The children worried about her and missed her. And now Simon realised that he too was worried. Give the cards another reading, Angelica, he urged, handing the deck of strange, colourful cards to her. Perhaps they will advise you differently this time.
Yeah, alright, she replied softly. But I know what they'll fucking tell me.
Smiling, she gave Simon a gentle shove toward the door. I imagine it's like a massively powerful shove. He pratfalls.
Whoa! Go, husband. Go ask fucking Hannah to serve as your hostess. She'll charm your guests even better than I. Fucking sexy teen girl she is. Far out. Heard she fingered the mayor.
Reluctantly, Simon bid her farewell and made his way from her room. He could hear her murmuring over the cards as he walked along the long hall to the front stairs. Simon was halfway down the stairs when he heard a loud, shattering crash from the parlour. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, she palmed his face. And just slowly pushed him out of the room. Yeah, she did. That's how she did it.
I think we can get one more out of my... Come here, sweetie. People want to see you. The people want to see you. What's that? What's that? Come see the people. Fucking hell. What's this? This is Kong Naturals catnip spray. AKA the good stuff, the French stuff. Do you want some? Nice? Do you want to lick some catnip oil off this? Ooh. Come on, sweetie. You gotta come over here for it, darling. There it is. Fucking dummy, that girl. You are the Julia of my life. Come on. Look, there it is. Come on. There we go. Can you see it? Turn you this way so they can see your beautiful face. That's right. And there's my Mr. Fitz. Hello, boy. You thinking about being sick? Don't. Nice? Is it yummy? Uh-oh. Oh, no, don't like my track pants. She is adorable. Uh-oh, Fitzy wants some. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Who's that for? They're nice. Is it nice? He's just smelling it because he's normal. He's not licking up the oil itself. I mean, normal is going a little bit far. You don't want it. Okay. There it is, sweetie. There it is. Look. Flora. No. No, she's out. Alright. Chapter 12. My favourite bowl! Julia was screaming as Simon rushed into the parlour. That was the best bowl I ever made. I'm so sorry, miss, Lucy, the new maid, said quietly, staring down at the shattered pieces on the carpet. It just slipped from my hand. She covered her face with her hands. What has happened here? Simon demanded. Julia bent to pick up the largest piece of her bowl. Shattered, she said sadly, shaking her head. I told you not to hold it in one hand like that, Mrs. Mackenzie scolded Lucy. Lucy has dropped Julia's favourite pottery bowl, Hannah told Simon. I think I'm going too far with it and you can't hear the words. She walked over to Lucy and Mrs. Mackenzie. I am sure you did not do it on purpose, Lucy. Go and get a broom and clean it up. I told her not to hold it like that, Mrs. Mackenzie replied fretfully. She gave the trembling maid a shove. Well, go on, girl. Let's be cleaning this mess up. And no more accidents, do you hear? We have a lot to do before the guests start to arrive. Look. See? Oh, I know. That's nice, isn't it? Come on. Come on, Fitz. Want more of that? Oh, your knuckles under your chin. Oh, that's nice. Come on. Come on. Come on, Fitzy. He doesn't know what he wants, really. Fitzy beer. Fuck, he's an idiot. I love him so much. It is pretty obvious what happened. We have a lot to do before the guests start to arrive. Simon shook his head fretfully at Julia. I'm certain you can make another bowl just like it, he said impatiently. Fuck, he's a bitch. We really have no time to worry about your pottery today. Hurt, Julia started to reply, but Simon turned quickly to Hannah. I will need you to be hostess tonight, Hannah. Your mother is not feeling well, and deeply insane. The girls exchanged glances. Hannah took her father's arm. I shall be glad to take mother's place tonight, she said. But, shouldn't Julia act as hostess? She is the oldest, after all. Simon pulled away from her impatiently. Please, he cried sharply. Enough arguments and discussion for today. I ask you to be my hostess tonight, Hannah. I do not believe any further discussion is necessary. Ooh. Make Satan fix the bowl. Before either of his daughters could reply, Simon stormed out of the room. Hannah turned to Julia, who still held a shard of pottery in her hand. Father has no confidence in me, I am afraid, Julia remarked sadly. She let the piece fall to the carpet. Julia, I feel so bad, Hannah said with genuine feeling. But you know how Papa is. So headstrong and stubborn. Julia forced a smile. Dinner parties make me so nervous. But perhaps I can be a success tonight. Perhaps I can force Father to change his mind about me. In the kitchen, Mrs. Mackenzie continued to scold Lucy. You be careful, my girl, she warned. You don't get many chances in this household. I will. I promise, Lucy replied meekly. Mrs. Mackenzie handed the maid a long sheet of paper with several names scrawled on it. Here, Lucy, you must sign the servants' list. Lucy hesitated. But I cannot write, ma'am, she said, blushing. Mrs. Mackenzie took the paper from her. Very well, then. Tell me your complete name, child, and I will scribble it for you. Oh, Fitzy, you want to go out because you saw this coming? Yeah? It's not a surprise to him. My name is Lucy Good, the maid replied quietly. What? Mrs. Mackenzie started to write, then stopped. Her eyes narrowed as she trained them on the girl. Good, did you say? Lucy nodded. Well, I wouldn't be repeating that name around here if I was you, the old housekeeper advised. Mr. Fear is always talking about some family named Good that done him wrong. Keep the name to yourself, girl, if you wish to keep your job. Don't worry, Lucy said, her eyes suddenly cold and hard. I won't be telling a soul. As the guests arrived that evening, Hannah stood beside her father, her lively brown eyes reflecting her excitement. Her gown was made of delicate white lace over green satin. A hoop underneath made the wide skirt hold its shape. The skirt was three-tiered, the hem of each green tier trimmed with white lace. Hannah wore short... Can't keep a good man down, boo. Hannah wore short, white lace gloves, and her gown had ruffled short sleeves. Her blonde hair was tied to one side in a tight bun, held in place by a corsage of yellow and white flowers. Ooh. Julia's dress was simpler. White lace over pink velvet. The neckline dipped low, revealing her shoulders. Her shiny black hair, parted in the middle, fell gracefully in ringlets beside her face. You look, how you say, wonderful tonight, Hannah whispered to her sister. She could see that Julia had taken extra care with her appearance. Father is sure to notice, Hannah whispered, doing her best to encourage Julia. Julia will never be a beauty, Hannah thought with some sadness. But when she dresses up, she looks quite lovely. If only she would smile more, and not clasp her hands so tightly in front of her. Wine was served of Simon's library. Please let me know if you can't understand what Hannah's saying, because my voice is cutting out a lot. And the Pepe Le Pew thing is just not helping. Wine was served in Simon's library. The large square room, furnished in dark wood furniture with its 4 walls of bookshelves, seemed to be the perfect setting for an evening devoted to discussing the Shadyside Village Library. Working hard to be a good hostess, Hannah moved from guest to guest, her eyes sparkling, her smile warm and genuine. Smile more. Yep, she's internalized the misogyny that much. It's terrible. She chatted and joked with Harlan Claiborne. She even managed to get a smile from sour old Mayor Bradford. A short while later, Simon led everyone to see his new collection of weapons and uniforms from the war between the states. What? Simon had been collecting swords and rifles from both the armies of the North and the South. Why? Is it so he has plenty of weapons in the house if the goods want to come in and go insane? After admiring Simon's collection, they were all summoned to the formal dining room for dinner. Simon led the way with Hannah on his arm. Hey, sweetheart. The majestic room was lighted entirely by candles. Silver candelabras glowing with tall, slender candles were placed every few feet along the centre of the white Irish linen tablecloth. He is a weirdo. The silver dinner plates and delicate wine glasses shone in the soft, flickering light. "You set a fine table, Simon," Harlan Claiborne declared grandly, taking his place next to Hannah. "Come here then. Come and sit. What are you doing?" "What are you doing? What are you doing? Silly little bear." "What?" "You're looking for the treat bag, but it's not in there, okay?" Doesn't matter. Harlan Claiborne declared grandly, taking his place next to Hannah. "I have fine guests," Simon replied graciously. "Oh la la, father is in a good mood tonight," Hannah thought gratefully. She had seen him become sullen and silent at parties that weren't going as planned. "I do wish mother were here," Hannah thought. "She is ill so often lately. She spends so much time upstairs in her room that I am actually lonely for her." Hannah's smoking a cigarette at all times. "Hello." And she's always in black and white. Hannah watched as Julia helped the old mayor into his chair at the far end of the table. "You gotta sit up more or they can't see you." "Good girl." Then Julia took the lonely place beside him. The mayor immediately reached for a loaf of bread. He took a piece for himself, Hannah saw, and didn't even offer the bread to Julia. Poor Julia," Hannah thought, lowering herself into her seat. "Father can be really unfair at times." She turned her attention to Mr. Claiborne and began chatting with him about his horses. A few moments later, Lucy entered in a starched black uniform with a lacy white apron over it, carrying a large china tureen of soup. Okay, just one note here. The new girl, she's hired, and she's taken into the family rooms to practice dusting before the housekeeper knows her surname. And then she's serving at the big dinner party with the fancy people? Like, she's not starting off in the scullery or anything? What the fuck is going on? Standing at the head of the table, she served Simon Fair first, dipping a long-handled silver ladle into the tureen and filling his bowl with the soup. "Very good, Lucy," Simon said approvingly. That is a very big tureen. Are you sure you do not need help with it? No, sir, Lucy replied meekly. Mrs. Mackenzie said I can do it on my own. I know. She's such a good girl. Oh, something fell down. Never mind. She continued down the table, ladling the rich, orangey red soup into bowls. What is this marvellous soup? Is it tomato? Mrs. Graham, the Reverend's wife, asked as Lucy continued down the table. It is a lobster bisque, Hannah replied, in a tomato base. It certainly is heavy, Reverend Graham remarked. Hannah started to say something about the recipe, but was interrupted by a high-pitched shriek from the end of the table. It took Hannah a moment to realize that it was Julia who was screaming frantically at the top of her lungs. Dun, dun, dun! Again, I've been watching Dark Shadows, and that music sting is just in my head. Blood soup. Power through blood soup. Power through blood soup. Dominatio per soup. I'm going to leave it there today because I don't think my voice is going to stand another chapter, no matter how stupid. But thank you guys so much for being here. And I will try and do regular readings when Tali's here, but I might not. I get to see her like twice a year, so might be busy. But she's only here for a week. I'm sure we can put a wee break on the Betrayal. Thank you very much. And I will. Thank you. And you guys have fun. Be safe. Oh yeah, blood soup might help. Ooh. I could make it out of cat blood. Cat blood, cat blood, cat blood. Cat blood. She likes it. She's actually purring. Alright. Bye, everybody.